Jobs, safety, education, all those things impact everyone. Some a little bit more than others. So as long as the person communicates with us, they're going to get a response back because that's why we're here. We're serving the citizens, and so therefore we need to be responsive to informing them, empowering them, and also getting feedback from them as to what are those things that we ought to be doing, particularly going into next legislative session. We have redistricting coming up, and there have been a number of meetings happening across the state, and I encourage the citizens to attend these meetings because it's very critical to know where the boundary lines are going. We have Amendment 5 and 6 that was voted on by the voters that I believe that may dilute some of our African American seats. So we have to be very careful in making sure we stay engaged in the process, that when these lines are drawn, they can go to the website, the Florida State website. I believe the House and the Senate has on their website what the proposal is going to be for those district lines, and see where does your community line up. In some places in South Florida, it's probably easy to have a full complement of African Americans in the district. However, there are others that are not so easy. So if it's being diluted, therefore it reduces your ability to have somebody representing you that looks like you. So that's why it's very important for us to not stay home when these meetings are happening, to know where to find where the district lines are going to be drawn and who's drawing it up and how you can have an input to it, and let your voices be heard.
And there are, I think, about maybe 20 more meetings left around the state, and we did a story in today's paper related to the redistricting meeting that was held in Daytona Beach.
Basically, it's important for people to show up. They have to show up, they have to know where to get the information, and they have to give input, not just stay home and grumble about it. Because I truly believe that when everything is said and done, we will see less numbers of black representatives that will be in our state house and our state senate.
Speaking of something that people are grumbling about, it's been said that when America is in recession and the black community is in depression, or when America has cold, we have pneumonia. So what do you say about the number of jobs, related to jobs in the state, and the percentage of 9% overall? However, we know that's more for the black community. So what is your plan? What do you see that we need to do in order to attack this situation? And I know we can talk about what's happening on the Space Coast as well.
It's not going to be a one-size-fits-all for our state, because we have many nuances across our state, from our urban sector to our rural areas, and then we have some items, for example, our failing schools and our blighted areas that we need to address. So it's not a one-size-fits-all, but we have to recognize where those areas are and what we need to do. The first thing our communities need to do is to be honest about what the issues are in our community and how to fix it. For example, I met with the Haitian mayor. What is his name? In Miami-Dade. Yes, I met with him 2 weeks ago, and he has a great idea of fixing up in and around Liberty City. But what we're looking at, as far as in his vision plan right now, which is a good one, is aesthetically fixing up the road, putting some trees, and making aesthetics look good. That's great. However, the types of business you bring in, and what is a workforce looking like? Do you have a workforce board in the area that can train workers that may not have a high school degree, or just got out of high school and didn't get a college degree or a technical degree? Are you training that workforce to go into the types of jobs that's needed in the area to create sustainability? And that's where the local government comes into play. Your mayors, your city council, your county commissioners, they need to come up with a plan that fits their area, because from Tallahassee, we can't drill down to any community and say you have to look like this, because for Palm Beach County's needs, it's going to be completely different from Miami-Dade needs. But any area cannot be left out. For example, our rural areas, they also have challenges with regards to workforce and their training and the skill set. Some rural areas don't want you building in any more than 20 acres for one structure on that 20 acre. That's very difficult if you're looking to bringing in multiple jobs. They may want just one factory in the area and nothing more. So that's why we need to be very mindful of the local municipality and their authority to do what they want for their area. And we should look at this in a region, because whether it's transportation, whether it's water use, whether it's how we grow and develop economics in an area, to make sure we're looking at it as a region, because a high tide would raise all boats. But yes, and unfortunately in African American concentrated areas, we have the issue with skill set. We have the issue with our education. We have the issue with blighted communities. So we have RACICs, we have our enterprise zones, and those things need to really be honed in, so how we can attract businesses to give them tax incentives to come in and establish in the area. Because without that extra push, those companies are not going to go in there. They're going to say it's a safety issue. I don't want my workforce going in someplace that have a crime rate that's X. So those social issues need to be addressed in a lateral position too with the economic expansion.